Okay, welcome back to my channel. Here I teach you how to make a simple to-do list in which you can edit the list, delete the items, and even add items and even delete out the entire list. I'm importing these OS and time functions whereby OS is used for clearing the screen and time is used for pausing the screen. Yeah, so you will see how later. That means when you're writing out the items, you want to pause in between, you can use that. The time can be 1 second, 2 seconds. We initialize the to-do list with an empty list because we have not done anything with it, not added anything. We use the def keyword for defining the print list function, whereby whatever the code of block is written inside that will be executed. So what is the code block? For loop. Using the for loop, whatever to-do items are there in the to-do list, we want to print out. So for to-do items in to-do list, print to-do items. So if it is for X in to-do list, print X. For Y in to-do list, print Y. So it goes like that in Python, and followed by the print function, so that will execute it in the next line. Then use the while true loop. While true loop will be carrying out the loop as long as the conditions are met and it is true. So it's an indefinite loop. Stops when the condition is not met, when it turns out to be false. So here we want to create a variable called menu. So menu, we want a value for menu, so that's going to be equal to whatever value we get by using the input function. So what is when is input function is used when you want to get the values which are input by the user. So input within the parenthesis, you want to write something, you write that. So I just write here to-do list app, and then with a backslash goes to the next line. Do you want to add, delete, remove, whatever? We ask the question in order to get the input answer from the user. And there were some indentation mistakes here and some typo errors, so I'm just setting it right because the print list is a function. It needs a parenthesis. I forgot to write that earlier. Haha. Okay, now there's some indentation issues. I said that right. Very careful of indentation issues in Python. And spelling and typo mistakes as well. Sorry, I did it a bit fast, so I made some typo mistakes along the way. And I'm showing you the debugging so that you guys also experience that. Do not feel unnerved by it. Yes. So here I'm creating the menu variable. I've already asked the question you want to add or edit, remove or delete. Yeah. So if let's say the user says add, then he'll be prompted with the question, what item do you want to add? And it goes on like that. So this is how the code is executed. And here you'll find the usage of \n, and as you know, that is for writing the new line every time. Yeah. So let's get into the while true loop again. And you have to write different values in that loop, like menu equals to what. So if menu equals to, for example, input to-do list, in this case, first question will be whether it is view, add, edit, remove or delete. Yeah, so view the items or add items, edit the items, or remove the items or delete the entire to-do list itself. We call it the to-do list, right? So this is a question. Now the user has to decide what he wants to do. So then we will carry out the code block and we will execute the function accordingly in the while true loop based on the input from the user. So if menu is equal to view, double equal because the value you have to show with the double operator equal to. Then if it is view, if I type in view, it will print list. That means it will print out the items. If the menu value is going to be add, then the to-do item will be again input. So we create the variable to-do item whereby it's going to be using the input function again, and inside that we write the string what item or what do you want to add. Because obviously when you want to add, you have to ask that question, and then dot title, because in order to create a string in the output which starts with an uppercase followed by lowercase string, lowercase characters inside the string. So then to-do list dot append, add means append. So to-do list dot append to-do item. So whatever you want to add will get added on this way. Then again if elif menu value is going to be edit. Then what happens? Let's say the user keyed in edit. Then what happens in that condition? The to do item variable is going to be, again, using the input function. What do you want to edit? What do you want to edit to? That means what item do you want it to be edited to? Yeah. So again, dot title. Dot title is not important here. If you don't want, you don't need to write. The only reason it's written here so that the output will have an uppercase character irrelevant of what you fed in lower or upper. That's all. Nothing else besides that. So don't get intimidated by that. So then I create a variable called updated, because when you edit, you get an updated item, right? So updated item is a variable that I create with input function saying what do you want to edit it to. That means whatever value you write here, that will be the updated item. So you can call it updated, you can call it edited item, updated item. I leave it to you, whatever terms you want to say for the variable that is best decided by you. So updated variable I'm going to create using the input function, and then say in the string what do you want to edit it to. Then I create a for loop. So for I stands for index here in the range, minimum value 0 because index starts with 0, and length of to-do list. Let's say there are, how many items are there? If there are 10 items, so 0 and 10. So it means that. So inside that, if the to-do list with that particular index, say the first item, second item, whatever, if that's going to be the to-do item that I want to be updated, then to-do list I, meaning that item with that index is going to be my updated item. So that's what it means. Very simple, right? If you say it like this, think like this, it's easier to code. Then again, you consider another value, elif. Menu value is allocated as remove. So if that's the item you want to, again, create that variable. That means then the to-do item will be input. What do you want to remove? Please ignore the spelling mistake in the string. What do you want to remove? Then with a backslash and dot title, again the same thing. So there might be in a list some items which you want to ignore and remove, right? As a second thought. So it's that. And so then again you want to check or confirm if it's true, right? Whether you really want to double check whether you want to remove it. So confirm or check whatever you write. Input, that's another variable, input function. Are you sure you want to remove it? Dot title. That means just double checking. So if confirm or check, whatever you call it, double check, you can name it whatever, is a variable. If that's equal to be y, meaning y stands for yes in this case. So this is a nested loop, as you can see. So if that is going to be yes, and again within that the nested loop is if that item exists in the to-do list. Remember, when you want to remove, you also want to make sure that it exists in the to-do list. So if you're sure you want to remove and if you're sure the item exists, then you can remove it. Then after that, you want to view that item. Yeah. So we learned how to add items using the append function. Then we learned how to edit it. Yeah. Again, after asking the question to the user with the input function, we edited it, then we removed. Yeah, I'm just trying to debug here but explaining the overall thing. And then we removed it after confirming with the user if he really wants to remove by using the for loop for I in the range minimum value, maximum value. Maximum value will be the length or number of items in this case. Yeah. So after that, so you finish that. Now you can either use updated or you can use check. So I just changed it to check, but that's totally up to you. And then I'm kind of checking it out. See here, if you check, I'm checking, I'm adding some items, I'm able to view it, I'm also able to edit it. So every time when you say add, edit, view, I'm able to do that. See, you can see the 3 values coming up. Then I'm saying remove, it checks with me like, are you sure you want to remove? Yeah. Then after that, I'm viewing it. Yes, it's removed. After checking with me, I write yes, it says yes. And then it removes the item. And what else? If I want to delete it, I just